Welcome everybody, welcome back to Homestead Heart. And today's video is going to be a little different. I had hoped to edit the video showing the update of the farm fence, but I'm going to do that later. Um, Today's video is going to be a little different. I've actually been under the weather for the last few days. I haven't been feeling very good, and I think it all started that day. Actually, I know when it started, but that last video I did with the potatoes and I had the headache and all of that, it started there. And actually, I still have a slight headache, but I know what happened. I haven't been able to keep anything down. I haven't even been able to keep water on my stomach. So I know what happened though, you know. And well, let me just tell you first. Mr. H went by Walmart, and when we buy ground turkey, we always buy the package of the, um, it's a 3-pound package of, the container, the square container of the ground turkey. And we buy that when we do buy the turkey. And he wanted some burgers, some turkey burgers. So I made some burgers. And after that, I just started feeling really bad. And so did he. But I think his gut health is a lot better than mine. So he was able to kind of fight off whatever it was. I dare say probably food poisoning. But he was able to fight it off within a day or so. But me, it has taken me a lot longer to get rid of that. In fact, I'm still not quite over it. Yesterday was the first day that I was able to drink something. And what I did was I made me some citrus tea, which is what I'm drinking now. I put in a little lemon juice, apple cider vinegar, and a tablespoon of honey. And I drank that slowly. And I could feel it right away that my stomach was like trying to decide if it was going to hang on to it or not. So I drank that. It took me a while. I had to warm it up several times. It took me a while to drink it. But after I drank it, I was very happy that it just stayed on my stomach. My stomach was not doing good because I could tell that it was just, nausea was still there. So I could tell that it was taking a minute, but it stayed. And then after a few hours, it settled and I wasn't feeling nauseous anymore. And that's what I'm drinking this morning. So, and then actually yesterday evening, when I wanted to try to eat something, I was afraid to eat anything, you know, but I was so weak, I knew I needed to do something. So I had recently made a new batch of chicken stock, and one of them I put in the refrigerator. No, two of them I put in the refrigerator because I was going to use it in a soup. And I had them in the refrigerator. I have a quart jar, and then I had this little pint-sized jar right here. And this stock, you can see, just look at it. Just look at that. Look at how dark it is. And I poured out about a fourth of this. What you see out of it is what I took out of it. And I put it in a pot. And I cut up about a fourth of a cup of raw onion and a clove of garlic. And I heated it all up in that pot. And that's what I had yesterday evening. So my broth has been a tremendous help to me, and I'll be doing the same thing again, just a little bit at a time. So yeah, that's where I've been with that. But anyway, you all, today's video is a little different. You know, I was hoping to get the video edited for the farm fencing, the update, because I have so much footage that I know it's going to take me a while to get it edited. And I was hoping to get that footage edited sometime this week so I could get that video up and out and share with everybody the progress, the blocks, and just so much. You know, this is a lot that has happened. So, but anyway, hopefully I'll get that done this week. But anyway, today's video is a little different. You know, last night I was just still laying and resting, and I wanted to watch something that would, I don't know, maybe something that would be funny is what I had in mind, something positive. You know, when you're not feeling well, you want to, make sure that you hear the right words and you only allow positivity into your thoughts, or into your ear, or even in your atmosphere, because those are the things that help to lift you, rebuild you. You don't want any negativity, nothing that will bring you down, because you're already down, right? So you don't want anything that would bring you down. You want something that'll kind of help lift you up, you know? So I was looking for something to watch. And I was scrolling through and looking at just different videos, just scrolling through, and I saw a picture of Heather and her husband over at the Needy Homesteader. And when I saw her picture, I'm like, oh, let me watch her video. She pretty much is always just kind of upbeat and just fun to watch, And so I clicked on her video to watch it. But when the video started and I saw her, I knew then that something was not right. I kind of knew that something was off. You could literally see it all over her face. And you could hear it as she began to speak. And I didn't even read the title of the video. I just clicked on it. But as she began to speak, I looked at the title of the video and I knew that it wasn't going to be good, And so as she went on speaking, she started to share with all of us. I'm sure many of you have seen that video by now. But she started to share with us what had happened to her and her family. And they had been in a terrible, terrible car accident, terrible automobile accident, where a drunk driver took the life of her husband. She was critically injured, and her children, some of them, have suffered traumatic injury. And after watching that video, my heart really hurt for them, and it still does. And I felt so saddened by looking at her, watching her. It was so sad to see that. And my heart and Mr. H's heart, we watched it together. Our hearts went out to her and her children. But I'll be honest, you all, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. After the sadness, I became furious. I became so angry watching that video. How many times do we have to say, don't drive drunk? How many times does it have to be said? If you're going to drink, get a designated driver. How many organizations have to be created, like Mothers Against Drunk Drivers? How many seminars? How many police briefings do they have to be? How many? Before there's a realization that if you drink and get behind the wheel of a vehicle, you could destroy somebody's life. How many times? You know, when I was in high school, my best friend and we were very close. We were close from 10 years of age through high school. We lived in the same neighborhood. We lived on the same street, just a few houses down, went to the same middle schools, and she moved away. She had to move to South Louisiana. And we would write one another letters because we were that close. We were sisters. I still have her letters from when we were 11 and 12 years old. I still have her letters. Prom night, a week before prom, we were preparing for our prom night. I went with her to pick out her dress. She went with me to pick out mine. By this time, we were at 2 different high schools, but we were still very good friends. We were still best friends. I was going to go to her prom, and she was going to come to mine. A week before prom, just a few weeks before graduation, she was going out of town. And she said, you could come with me. We all going to go. We only going to be gone for a day. I said, I got to go to work. I got to pay for that dress. I was working. I had my little job, you know. And she said, it's only going to be for a day. We're coming back tomorrow. I said, I got to go to work. So I didn't go. The next day, her mother called me. And I can still hear her voice and the way she kept saying my name. She kept calling my name. She just kept calling my name. And she was crying, and she kept calling my name. And after so many times of just saying, Marie, Marie, she said, my baby is gone. He killed my baby. We were 17 years old. when a drunk driver driving nearly 100 miles an hour hit the median, jumped the median into oncoming traffic and hit them head on, and hit the car so hard, the impact was so hard that she was ejected from the car. I heard someone talking about it when I went to their house. And they said she was just laying there. She was just moaning. She was just moaning. Just laying across the highway in the ditch, moaning. My friend died that day because of a drunk driver. I can't begin to know what Heather is feeling, what she is suffering, what her children are suffering. But I do know this. That is a terrible pain to go through, all because somebody wanted to drink and drive. I have so much I could say into that. The words are so angry that I won't say them. But you don't know how deep that goes. For so many people around this world who have lost mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, children, husbands, wives, grandparents, friends, cousins, nieces, nephews, babies. Because someone drove drunk. Because someone drank, got behind the wheel of an automobile, and destroyed lives. I am so angry. Not just for Heather, but do you know this happens all the time? How many people got to die? Before the person with the problem with alcohol says, no matter what, I cannot get behind the wheel of my vehicle. Because even though I might not care about myself enough, I don't want to be responsible for the murder. Murder is what it is. Of someone's loved ones. I have never said that my friend was killed. I always say she was murdered. She was murdered. She was murdered. So, I'm going to stop there. And I'm going to ask for all of you to keep the needy homesteader, Heather, her family, her children, her poor children, in your prayers. They've started a GoFundMe. If you haven't seen her video, go over and watch her video. They've started a GoFundMe for her. And I hope that we all would do what we can to help and support them in their time of need. And I'm sharing this because I believe that they would do the same. I believe Heather's heart is such. Her heart is such. I believe that she would do the same for you, or me, or others. She has a beautiful heart and a beautiful spirit. Very kind, gentle spirit. So our prayers are with her and her family during this very tragic time for them. And I've looked at the comments of so many others. I saw Zach over at An American Homestead posted a comment because he knows all too well what it's like to lose someone that close that you love. He lost his wife and the children lost their mother due to a sickness. And I thought the comments and the support were absolutely beautiful. So, yeah, let's keep her and her family in our prayers. And if you know someone with an alcohol problem, send them to Heather's video and let them see the damage that they could potentially inflict on a family if they choose to drive drunk. I know alcoholism is a disease. I know that. So get help for it before you murder someone.